Hi, we're going to get started putting together one of my Q tapering machines. Going to need a few things to do it. I'm going to need my 3D printing nut, two half nuts, 3D printed, some M4 screws, an M4 tap, some oil, and a hacksaw. So to get started, just need to get a little bit of oil right on my M4 tap, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap each of these 4 screws on my 3D printing nut. So you want to get it started nice and straight. I got a spiral tap, so it's a little bit easier. So you want to, well, you'd normally tap forward, back. So you want to break those threads every once in a while. So we'll skip ahead. I'll get these all done, but you can see got that threaded through. So I'll just run that all the way down, then I'll run it all the way back out. So we got good threads established there. I'm going to back it back out. I'm going to do the same thing for the other 3 holes. All right, so when we get them all tapped, we're just going to take the nut, we're going to put them in the half nuts, and we're going to go ahead and put all 4 screws in. So we're going to end up with one assembled full nut here. So I have screws that are a little long. I'll get shorter ones, but you'll see now I got the 2 half nuts with the nut in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go put this in a vise, lock it together, and then I'm just going to put the hacksaw and just cut right through it. And then I'll have 2 half nuts with threads and everything ready to go. All right, so when you get it cut, we had this. So now we end up with 2 halves. So when they sandwich together and sandwich the threading rod, then it forces it to travel, versus if it's apart, then it'll just allow the thread rod to spin without any engagement. All right, so we're gonna do the next step, and it's gonna require 2 little screws like so. And we're just gonna take these screws and we're gonna drive them into the bottom of our half nut. So we just have a screw right there. So you can see the printed half nut's got a hole in it. So I'm just putting a screw right in that hole. And that's all there is to that part. So once we have that done, then we're going to take the 2 half nuts. Well, actually, we're going to take our cam and we're going to put that through our cam housing. And we're going to take our 2 half nuts and we're going to put them, so these screws we just put in fit in these 2 slots here. So there's one right there. I'll put the other one in the same way. So now that's there. So I'm going to take these 2 retainers and I'm going to put it right there like that. Then I'm going to take an M4 screw. With the machine head, so like so, and I'm going to put 4 of these in here. And I didn't grab a Phillips head, which is what these are, so you're going to have to forgive me for a second while I grab a Phillips head screwdriver. Phillips head screwdriver. So we're just going to drive those screws right in there. Put our half nut back together, like I said. Might have to turn the cam a little bit to get it so the half nut fits where we need it to. We're going to put the other retainer clip over on the other side. Take our other 2 M4 machine head screws and lock those in. So like that. I gotta tighten those up just a hair bit. All right, so when I'm done with that, it's all one piece now. And if I turn this cam, our half nut go out so it's disengaged. Turn it the other way, it comes together so it's engaged on the thread. So get that done. I'm gonna take that whole assembly, and I'm gonna take my base plate, and I'm going to insert the cam rod through the base plate like so. Then I've got, these are M5 screws. So I need, I believe an M4 Allen wrench. And then I'm just going to take these M5 screws and drive those through the plate. So I'm done with that. I got 4 screws holding the plate in. Then I can take an M3 screw, insert it through, and I can take a nut on the other side. And if I don't drop it, and I can thread that on and get as fancy as I want with some sort of handle here, or as not fancy as I want here, right, with the handle. And I didn't pay attention to which way I had this aligned. It needs to be aligned the exact opposite way I put it on. So I would just take it off, flip it 180 degrees and put it back on, and then the handle will be the right way. But as it is, you can see here, right, when I flip the handle down or up, it's engaged or not engaged. So you can see it's engaged or not engaged. So that's all just a matter of that cam lever right there, and that's all there is to that part. This particular one, I did something a little bit experimental, and I ran, you see these dovetails down the side. We'll come back to that later, but when I printed up this plate, I left it so we have M4 screws that mount in to those dovetails. So those, I've already put those on. I think you can figure out how to do that. That's not that hard. I don't know if that's something I'm gonna want to do moving forward or not. That's kind of an experiment. But then when we're ready, we're gonna take this whole deal and we're going to bring it down and take our SR16 linear rails and make sure this is unengaged so we can fit it over the top of our threaded rod and on top of our SR16 blocks, and we get it in the right spot. And we'll be able to screw it down and into place, making this look much more difficult than it typically is. So that was my problem. That was my problem. So then we just get all these lined up properly. And screw them in. So we got those 2, 4, 6, 8, and we got 8 more. So those 16 screws, we get those all put in, and that'll slide back and forth. We either engage or disengage. You see, that's engaged, that's disengaged. Once we get that screwed in place, that'll make a lot more sense, but that's how that's going to work. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to build our spindle block for either our headstock or our tailstock. So got some linear rail bearing blocks. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the retention clips out of here. So there's one. Do the other side. Now I can pop out the linear bearing, which I don't need. I'm going to take 2 replacement bearings. I probably didn't need to do both sides. So we're going to put one of the clips back in. Drop one of the bearings in. Get it in here square. There we go. Then I 3D printed myself a spacer. Then I'm going to drop the other bearing in. And then I can put my last retention clip in. I guess I don't have the first clip in quite the right spot. That's holding it all up. So let's get this one in the right place. There we go. There we go. So now we can put our retention clip in. And then, once I've got that in place, I've got my two bearings. They can hold my 8mm rod. So I got some stainless steel rod. It's a little squished on the ends where it was cut. So if I take a different one here, be able to demonstrate real quick what this is like. Alongside the Allen wrench. It's going to be able to take my stainless steel 8mm rod, put it through, right, and then I can put a collar, stop collar on both sides, set it. As soon as I do that, I've got myself basically a headstock or a tailstock, which I'll grind a point to that. We'll get to that. And then we also get a riser block that we can affix it to it. That'll raise it up to the level we want, and then we'll get ourselves a lathe. Now we're going to do our drive center, or actually our point for our drive center, and in the dead center, or tailstock center. So I got a piece of 8mm stainless steel, and I just got my wheel set up there. And you just keep going. Okay, so I spent probably 3-4 minutes. I've done both sides of this. I rotate back and forth so it doesn't get too hot. You can see there's just a little bit here where it's not a point yet, so I'll finish it up one more time. And now we should have two pretty sharp points. You don't have to bring it all the way to a point, but works a little bit better sometimes if you do.